or make you laugh, make you cry like Ain't Life Funny. Ugh. Hustling for a couple more dollars, I feel like.
That's hilarious. I'm gonna need a rate increase of X percentile.
Oh, I was about to hit him with the real dog. It's like, don't fuck with me. I got this calculator over here.
I mean, that's all you got. I feel like that's how you get the actual raises, though. If you got numbers to back it up, most people are too lazy to actually look that shit up.
I mean, and plus, like, you kind of make them seem like an asshole because then you be hitting it like, that's 17%. Like, you don't think I'm worth 17%, man? It's like, maybe I'll just have to find somebody else, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I just don't know if I can even work somebody that don't value me, you know what I'm saying, personally. They'd be like, damn, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you right. Because, like, my thing is this job not hard, so, like, you don't have a lot of ground to stand on, but it's like any increase in what's the expected amount of work now, I'm like, well.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Then I expect more money then because you're trying to belittle that. Like, they said it when they hired me. It's like, this shit's not hard that you're doing. It's like, all right, so if it ain't hard then, like, if you want more of it, then hook me up. What's up? You feel me? Like, fuck the bullshit. You ain't just gonna get a work increase with no money come out your pocket.
Well, I mean, that's how you get it, bro. Congrats.
Hey, it ain't really
Hit
enough
the
at all.
system, bro.
It's not nearly enough, but it's better than nothing. It covered up some of them taxes, really what it's doing.
This has been the financial corner of Ain't Life Funny podcast.
Don't get Aaron started on some financial stuff, man. I'm starting to really start to learn that.
You're gonna be like one of those dudes on Faith, the black dudes. I'm like, you have to lift yourself up before you can control the shit around you.
Oh no, I view that dude like one of those multi-level marketing motherfuckers, bro. It's like we talk about starting a cult. It's like, you know, you get something like that where it's like,
it's basically a house of cards where the dickheads at the bottom do all the work and give all the money to the smart guys up at the top.
Oh, see, if you're really trying
to, you can't have a conscience to do that though, because every time I've met somebody that's made any kind of money off of being like the person who has enough time on their hands to get people to sell the bullshit, because I've met some people that made money off of that. They're scumbags.
Oh yeah, dude. Because all it is like you're legit trying to manipulate somebody into, like you said, doing all the heavy lifting for you, so you can be like, yeah, see, the more you sell, then, you know, like, you get someone else and they sell too, and then that increases your money. It's like, yeah, but we're both under you then, so the more we sell, the more you make. Like, what are you doing? Say, I'm getting more people like you, dog. Like, what you mean? Shit. I mean, like, that's what it does. Anybody that's a real hustler, they just use them, and then, you know, the other person, the real Don Juan, is on top, just sitting back laughing like, man, this motherfucker.
Pimping. It's a pimp. Right. Everything is based off of pimping. I've come to realize that. It's just like different levels of that same thing. Like, true successful people just figured out a way to legitimize pimping in some way. So,
well, I mean, we talked about it before. We talked about it before in capitalism. I mean, that's what it is, man. Like, to get to that final level at the top echelon, you got to just, I'm sure in every business, no matter what it is, you could be fucking, you know, selling candy canes or even helping people. Like, it gets to that point where it's like, well, if you want to increase your profit margin by 5%, you just would have to get this from here or go to China and get that. You know what I mean? Then it's like, yeah, the place you're getting it from in China is fucking, you know, beating prisoners over the back with switches, like, work faster. I mean, and it's just like, damn, man, like, I want to be rich though, dog.
That'd be like an interesting psychological test to do. Is like, you know that show that they used to do, like, what would you do? Where they put people in really uncomfortable spots and see how they react. If you did that, where you know, somehow people were put in a room and, like, maybe they had iPhone, they were given a free iPhone, but the company made them watch a video showing, like, the sleigh, like, this is how we do the product, and it's just real deal shit. They're like, how many of you want to keep this? I think everyone would just keep the free iPhone. honestly.
I mean
that's
dude, like legitimately,
yeah.
Oh hell yeah, it is. But I mean, legitimately, dude, like
I mean,
that's what Shark Tank is. Because like Shark Tank is like some people like they'll come in there and they'll probably be like, yeah, it's made in America and we're doing this and that, and then like them sharks be like, oh okay, yeah, cool. It's like, and what's your profit margin? It's like, oh okay, yeah. Like, and if it's good, they get even more excited because if it's already at like 50%, it's like, oh yeah, we make it for $1 and then we sell it for 12. They'd be like, oh hell yeah. But then like they be thinking to themselves like, I could make that
that's
shit.
after. That's like the meeting when you get the deal.
Oh hell
like,
yeah!
Look, we're gonna do all the manufacturing in Thailand, and I mean it's slave labor, but there it's not slavery. That's what it is. So
no, they're making 65 cents a day. That's not slavery, man. What do you mean?
In Thailand, that's like a fortune. You don't know. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
How dare
right, exactly. But that's what Shark Tank
is.
Like
Boo, you son of a bitch.
right. Like it's literally fucking Mark Cuban just being like, oh, you guys don't know how to exploit foreign labor? Great. Like, let me make you millions while I make billions. You know what I'm saying?
Of all those sharks is that they have plugs into all those industries already, which they won't say it on air, but that's basically what it is. It's not
somewhere.
I'll get you on QVC. It's like, motherfucker, how many fucking real deal products came off of this bullshit ass TV station? That
you know what's really terrible, dude? Is like it's stuff too that you wouldn't even think about. Cause like I saw that they make in China the prisoners, like so you can go to jail in China for just about any fucking thing. Like you ain't really got to be doing nothing like extremely wrong. You could just be going out against the government, and they be like, nah, lock him up. So like they put people in jail and they make them peel garlic for hours. So like you ever see that garlic you can buy that's like cloves that's already peeled and just in a big ass container?
Yeah.
Like they literally have people in there like with their fingers bleeding, dude, fucking peeling garlic and like they're like
has that steam whistle and some like steamy, like come on, you son of a bitch.
Like legit, dog. Like they even have it to the point where it's like they said the dudes will just start biting it because their fingers hurt so bad and just be spitting and peel out of it. You know, like, it's like, yeah, dude.
How easy are y'all that you can't just peel some garlic? It's just
man. It ain't
you motherfucker.
It ain't just doing that. It's the fact that you got to do it a billion like all day with no break, and you in jail.
I know. I'm talking about who's buying the peeled garlic. Just buy the garlic clove.
Man, when my last show, they used to do that shit all the time. I remember I told that to one of the chefs in there. And he just looked at me like, "Oh, okay, like whatever."
Yeah, like you ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna smash the clove and pull the paper off and fire. That's all you gotta do, guys. Let's avoid the slave labor of peeled garlic cloves. Like, what a useless, horrifying slavery to be put into, where your slavery or your slave labor is for the laziness of people who don't want to peel some fucking garlic, a mundane task.
Bro, think about this, dude. When I used to work at the jail, they had the dude that I work with, like on this one, like he did like all the specialty meals with me. So like we had to make like diet meals because people couldn't eat everything in jail. But like I remember one day I was like, "Come on, man!" Like I was just messing with him, just like, "Come on, you take it too long," you know what I mean? He's like, "Man, I'm tired today, man." Like he literally, like sometimes people just be tired and just be getting candid with you. He was like, "Man, I'm tired today, man." He's like, "Bro, they don't pay us for motherfucking $1.16 up in here. We gotta wake up 4 a.m. to get out here, man." It's like, "I'm coming, dog. Like, just chill for it, man." I was like, "Oh damn." I felt so bad. I was like, "Damn, dog." Like,
real life. I was like, "Bro, I'm locked up, bro."
Oh yeah, man. I was just like, "Damn." I mean, you could tell like he just had a bad day, obviously, man. Because that's just how it is. Like some days they be in there, they having a good time. Other days they just would have bad days. But he told me that. I was like, "Damn, dog. He doing all this working in a fucking cafeteria, dog." You know what I'm saying? It's like, cause like I was getting paid 14 times more than that. You know what I'm saying? Actually 15 times more than that. So I was making 15 an hour working there. But legit, like standing in one spot, they would even tell me in there, they'd be like, "Oh, don't do that. Get an inmate to do that for you. Don't lift that. Get an inmate." Like, so like literally they would tell you don't touch nothing. Like, so other people were doing that to them. Like I would help them. Like if it was 3 boxes we had to carry, he would grab 2, I grab 1. That way we don't got to go back in the freezer and get another one. You know what I'm saying? Just like stuff that make work easier for everyone. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to go back in there neither. But they literally would be people that would be like, "Nah, go back in there and get it," because they can't go in the freezer by themselves. So you got to go back, walk back there with them. Like it was just the craziest shit. Like I was like, "Damn, dog. Some people really do be in here fucking making these dudes work, man." Like, I mean, I do too, but I do my job and I'm trying to help them a little bit. Like shit was crazy, bro. But that's why they all like me though.
Well, I mean, You could have just, you know, you were like the godfather of the jail, bro.
I was, man. It's kind of scary
Break
because
you off this coffee packet, you know. Yeah.
no, I wouldn't move nothing in there. But it just was fucked up because like people would come in there and you could tell like they would be excited to see me because I was one of the few people that didn't have a shitty attitude every day at work, and it's because like most of the people treat them like shit, and it's just
I don't get that. Like,
man.
I've never understood that. And my uncle worked in a jail for like, he was like a guard in a jail. And I asked him that one time, like, was he, and he might, you know, I don't know, but it just seems counterproductive to your job to be shitty to people that, one, you don't want to have to like get in an altercation with, just because that's got to be like the last thing that I would want if I was a guard. And also, maybe if you're nice to them, like you said, they want to like see you, and if you need help in some way, they're gonna help you, not be like, oh, it's not gonna be some bullshit where, you know, basically they're just gonna spit on you because you've been fucking, you know, kicking.
I just think
and shit.
I'm not trying to talk bad about your uncle, but like all the guards that worked in there, when I worked in there,
I mean, really, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it was like two types. It was either they just was doing their job and obviously didn't give a fuck and, you know, getting a check and, you know, just being like, what the fuck ever. I'm not, you know, trying to do as little work as possible, basically, you know what I'm saying? Which really is not a good attitude to take to something like a security job, because the one time that you're kind of turning that blind eye could be the time that, you know, somebody's getting stabbed or whatever, or you're slow to the punch and, you know, you're getting knocked out and butt raped, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's worst case scenario, shit could happen to you. And like a lot of the women, like a lot of people were women that were the guards there, you know what I'm saying? But like the other type of person was
weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, be like an 8 foot tall dude with like a 5 foot woman, just being like, "Come on, go!" Like
maybe that's like a psychological thing though, where there's
like,
some people are less likely to attack that, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not even really that. Like, these weren't like necessarily violent people. These were people like on drug offenses or like not paying child support and shit like that too. So like, it's not like they were trying to like hurt somebody in jail and go to jail for longer. Because like that's the thing about it is like, even if you knock that chick out, like you're not gonna beat everybody up in the jail and break free and run into the streets of DC. You know what I mean? Like, it's possible, but you'd have to like really pull it off. Just right.
Man in there that can just fucking.
I mean, maybe like I see some dudes big enough to try, but like it was at the same time. It's like, but are you gonna stop guns and mace and 25 guards at a certain point? You're gonna have to break a gate down, like. Even though they said people had escaped out that jail, they said one dude just walked out the door, and another dude.
That's how people escape jails. Yeah. That shit, like in The Wire, when that kid goes to juvie, and he's just like sitting there, and he sees like the opening to go like walk out with a broom or some shit.
Yeah,
I feel like that's usually how people get, because, like you said, there's so many doorways and so many locks. How could you plan so much to get out, even like a minimum security place like what you're talking about?
I mean, this was the city jail of DC. This wasn't necessarily minimum security. It just is old, you know what I mean? So like it's loopholes and everything. But like the other type of guard would be like some, like a little pencil neck dude that you could tell felt inadequate in some way, or even women too, that just wanted to talk shit and be like fake badasses at work, dude. Because there would just be times where like, it makes me be talking shit, but they just be playing, you know what I mean? Like, it's like street people. So, you know how it is, man. Like, they making jokes.
They got nothing to do either. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's all they got.
Exactly. Like, that's like probably one of their joyous moments is cracking on someone or like just doing something silly. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like not interfering with the flow of the work. Like, that's all I care about. I'm just trying to get the meal out so I can go home. You know what I mean? So, like, if you still scooping carrots, but you talking a bunch of shit or you rapping or dancing, I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Like, that's fine. But like, it literally would be like, somebody might say like a little joke and then the guard be like, man, shut up. That's why you ugly anyways. Or like, that's why your bitch don't want you. Like, say something like really hurtful too. And it'd be like, damn, dog, like not only did you tell him to be quiet, like you could have just said shut up, but like you said some like a little personal jab there that now like you making them like a bitch in front of everybody. So now they got to say something back to you and now it's an issue. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it was constantly the guards initiating shit like that. Like, once or twice the inmate might say something funny or whatever, but it was always because you could tell the guard had already started some shit. You know what I mean? Like, because it was like this one big
that's
like.
Just the nature of life. Like, a person in like a position of authority is gonna get cracked on by the people that he's like lording over. It just is what it is.
Right. It's not like they're willfully.
Like, you got to take that. It's part of the job.
Exactly, man. Like you have to filter concerns from the underlings. Like these are your underlings. They're inmates. Like they're not going to come to you with a fucking 401 slip and be like, I might like to discuss some complaints I've been having, sir.
I'm
Like,
taking deep
I
breaths,
mean,
Tyrone.
yeah.
You can't curse at me like that. Like,
Oh, why Tyrone got to be in jail, man? Why I can't be Billy in
I have a
jail? You know
cousin,
what I'm saying?
Tyrone, and his wife, so I'm not gonna take that.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, all right.
How dare you.
But
How
but
dare
nah,
you, man.
but yeah, man. Like it was just I just noticed like that in there, man, and it just to me just always seemed like it was the guards doing that, man. But I'm with you, man. It's like it don't work to your benefit to like even as a prison guard to be in there being like, that's why your fucking face ugly. Your mama don't love you, little bitch ass motherfucker. Like, damn,
I mean, if
like,
somebody like spit on me or some shit, I'd get pissed. But if somebody just like calling you, like just fucking with you verbally, like just you're outside the bars, bro. Like automatically, like I just
exactly.
get in my head, like I'm gonna go
exactly.
home, what the
Bro,
fuck?
that's because that's what they try to do to me. That's why they like me. Because day one, I think I come in there, and one of the inmates is like, because like they gave me some like ugly ass cafeteria shoes, like non-slip shoes, but I didn't pick them out. You know what I'm saying? Like they just bought them for me, and like I wasn't about to buy no new shoes for my job. It's like, man, the fuck, I'm broke anyways. Like hell yeah, like I wear these. I don't want to mess up my good shoes. But other people wear like Jordans and shit in there and be in the kitchen like standing around like slipping around all day.
That
and
would
shit.
be
Like,
dope to flex on a bunch of inmates like that. Be like, this is how I live
good.
outside, man.
I'm good. But one of the inmates one day said, he was like, oh, that's what y'all wearing in the street. That's what's hot, man. Look at them fucking canoe shoes or something like that. He said, so everybody started laughing. I said, I tell you what, ain't hot in the streets. And then like, they all was like looking like, oh, damn, this nigga about to say something back. Cause like, they thinking I'm just like some little scared dude or whatever. It's like, just like being back in high school to me, bro. It's like, older school people look just like y'all.
The dudes were probably, how many were like your age?
All of them. Cause like, I was like 23
say,
working
like,
there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Was like high school.
Yeah. Or they were like 40, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I tell you what ain't hot in the street. So they literally just like all looking like, oh, damn, what you about to say? Like eyes wide as hell. I was like, the color orange, that's what ain't hot. Because they all wearing orange in there. And they all was like, oh, damn. It was just like, damn, he got us, bro. And I remember even a couple of them came to me before. I was like, man, we thought you was going to be like a little square, man. You cool, man. We like you, man. I'd be like, this shit is funny as hell. I was like, you're like 35 years old telling some dude, it'd be cool. It's like,
you all right, Aaron.
Right. It's like, I know I am, bro.
Like, I'm good. Thanks.
Right. Exactly, dude. Like, it's like, nah, I'm good on that. I'm so good on that. We don't need to hang out.
Yo, I got
speaking of jail.
If you help me out, though. You could just put
for real.
couple of these baggies up your butt real quick.
Nah, they'd be like, how many ski masks do you own, brother? Because this plan gonna require at least 3. That's the one downside.
What a clava is, because I need about 8 of them.
But speaking of people going to jail, I think your boy tap dancing Trump over there, boy. He trying, bruh. He fucking up. He fucking up, man, because he got Rudy Giuliani as his lawyer. It's like I don't know what they plotting on, but them two together is just like the most dumbass looking team. That's like what's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Some SpongeBob shit.
Like Bebop and Rocksteady if they just like lived like to old age, where
right.
Like God, I think they're about to die, but they still got some damage to do. I really don't know what his because now. Everyone has moved on. It's over.
The Republicans are like, oh, he ain't gonna win. Like, fuck him, dude. Like, they hate that guy, dude. Like, that's the thing that nobody want to talk about. Is like the Republican Party don't want him neither. Like, it's just the voters of the Republican Party wanted him, not not Mitch McConnell and all. They don't like Trump for real. That's not their boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's so funny about that
Fox
shit,
News was like, we're done with this. Fuck this guy. But
right.
I think he ain't gonna do time. I feel like these people are all connected anyway. So even all this hatred you're seeing, as soon as this is over with, somebody's gonna pardon him, or he ain't gonna go to jail, bro.
Oh yeah, I don't think.
They're not gonna put a former American president in jail for some shit that all these people are doing. I mean,
well, what might get him in jail is What might get him in jail, though, or someone else near him, is that voter fraud shit he's talking about. Because what they're finding out is they actually do look into the voter fraud shit, that it was the Republicans that were probably more guilty of voter fraud than anyone. Like,
how apropos if that happens that he gets put in jail for the shit he was doing and trying to accuse Joe Biden of. It would just be
Right.
But what's even more funny is that if that were to happen in some miracle, even then, with him in jail, proof laid out in front of people, even physically on a table, his supporters would just deny that shit.
Oh yeah, I don't put anything.
That's why
on
I
them.
don't think he's gonna be put in jail, because he's gonna. I think. Well, it has nothing to do with him going to jail, but if he doesn't go to jail, he's going to have a TV station that will be.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what he said he's trying to do, is get his own TV network.
I mean, he's just gonna do what Oprah did, bro.
Yeah.
But
all those
a shit ton of idiots that will just get whatever.
That's what I was about to say.
I mean, the built-in
all those
audience of
rednecks.
that is just that's got to be like when Howard Stern went to Sirius. You remember that way back in the day where they paid him like $1 billion because he was so valuable? It's probably the same kind of thing.
I mean, just think, dude. Like those are the people that would go and buy stuff for him too, dude. Like you want to talk about a multi-level marketing scheme? Trump would have people out there selling fucking Trump shirts. You know what I'm saying?
All of it. I mean, he's already. That's what's even crazier is he's done all this. Like that Apprentice shit. I'm sure he had a hand in all the marketing and all that shit. So it kind of makes me laugh when I would say that he did all this presidential shit just to get more notoriety, and so he could build his brand even higher, on television and whatever, hotels, whatever.
Right.
And he's done just that. I mean,
he's
you own hotels and you're a former president. Imagine how much more publicity you can put just saying that. And the people
think about this.
It's crazy.
He's going to get a museum, you know what I'm saying? I think every president gets a museum, and then he's also going to get a book that he's going to write when he gets out of office. So that's even easily $20 million in his pocket just for the book. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just
shit's crazy.
Just like has somebody transcribe his thoughts.
He's not even going to write it. He's not even going to write it, dude. Like, it's literally just going to be
this 1,000-page book. It's just run-on sentence after run-on sentence.
They're just going to get somebody to go in there, talk to him for a day, and then they're going to come back with 20 chapters just being like, making all these crazy legendary stories up off some shit that he said about or even thought about. Like, so what's it like when you met Putin? Like, they're going to write some dramatic-ass wise tale that he never really experienced, you know what I mean? Because he can't write a fucking book. The book he has out, he didn't write.
No, I mean, he would never write it. He's not intelligent enough to write a book, but he'll have somebody, transcribe whatever, help him write it.
Right.
But he will, oh God, what was I about to say? I just lost my thought. Keep going.
But the funniest thing too to me about all this, dude, like I said, is that like the people that they're finding out that are doing like the voter fraud stuff was actually like Republican people. So it's just like
it was. To me, he committed voter fraud the second he himself started publicizing the fact that there was voter fraud. Because that just in itself is creating a climate where people are distrustful of a process that has been done years and years and years and no one ever questioned it. Even in elections like the Bush-Gore election, when it was physical,
it really probably was.
There was shit going on. We went longer into the year but without getting a result. So no one said anything about that this year. And they had to do all this investigation. So there's been all these like cases and processes that we've gone through. And for some reason, his presidency, himself, and all the people around him decided, oh, this is, because we're doing mail-ins, which have always been done, there's going to be some kind of mass fraud, which to me was just to set the stage so he himself could do it and then somehow escape blame for it and just use it as more evidence that fraud's being done. It's like, bro,
exactly.
You can't manufacture, you can't wag the dog like that. That's not.
Well, also, if you want to just go into my crazy conspiracy box, this ain't really too deep of one, but y'all the ones that got caught. I feel like both sides probably frauded on some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Are you telling me that, these parties have been around for a long time, and you're telling me that none of them have ever done any voter fraud before now. Like, this is not something.
Right.
I mean, even leading up to the election, there were people in specific areas that they decided to publicize for their own reasons, going, oh, well, this place has a history of voter fraud. It's like, well, motherfucker, shouldn't that have been taken care of a long time ago? If that's the case, then you guys have been like orchestrating that shit anyway. So
since day one. Right. That's what I tell you, dude. You know what's crazy? I just watched Enemy of the States again. Just because, like,
yeah, just because first movie, if I remember
good
right.
movie.
A lot of the old movies that I've been rewatching have been shit, so I hesitate to say it's a good movie.
Nah, that's actually a good movie because it's one of the first more like modern day like blockbuster styles where it's like somebody being chased through stuff and you know what I mean, like just like that. But you know,
I remember like a lot of satellite tracking.
Well, that's what I was about to say. That's like it was like a lot of quick cut edits and stuff that they kind of modernized the game with. But my thing with that movie, though, that people can remember or not, is that the storyline of that movie was about surveillance, and they were actually trying to create a privacy act that would let the government basically spy on its own people is what they were finding out. But then what you find out is that they already were doing that anyways in it, and that one of the people was corrupt. He kills somebody and then he tries to cover it up because Will Smith got exposed to the tape or whatever, like through pure happenstance. But then they try to destroy his life and he gets him back. But what's crazy about that though is the dude that's in charge of all that shit in that movie that's like trying to kill Will Smith basically, they say his birthday was 9/11, dog.
No.
So if you want to believe in some real conspiracy shit, because then what happens after 9/11? They do the Patriot Act. It does exactly what happened in that movie, which was invade everybody's privacy.
Gene Hackman was involved in this from day one. You son of a bitch.
Fucking Gene Hackman is trying to fucking sell your soul to the devil.
Apparently. I mean, he's like Luther. I mean, I've seen this man commit evil atrocities for decades.
So it shouldn't surprise you at all then.
That's crazy. That's hilarious, though. I mean, wouldn't that be so fucked up to find out that there was just, while they're committing these atrocities, there's some sense where they're like, let's throw a couple of breadcrumbs in movies.
That's what I always find so crazy about that argument. It's like, but if you were really doing this, why would you actually make a movie about it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like some CIA guy just wanted to have like a movie career. He's like, I'm gonna make a fucking script out of this. Like, he just wrote it real quick. That guy's probably dead right now. Who knows? Like,
I mean, I don't know. Like, what the people would tell you is that they make the movie because it gives more power to them actually influencing the future. Like if you put it out there, everybody thinking that it's possible, then it becomes possible.
I mean, you see that happen over and over again. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe everything that we consume is just pure mental manipulation, so that we continue to like maybe we're already in the AI and the robots are like.
Hey man,
pushing them forward into.
Hey man,
you know,
it's basically just do you.
God.
But I mean, at this point, that's the red pill moment. It's like, do you take the pill? Do you want to take that dive and think that? Because I mean, to me, I will tell you, you know me, I don't think that's that big of a leap to jump to, man. It's like, I mean, hey man, like maybe you're right. Maybe all this shit is just literally like we're strapped inside the Matrix as we speak in a tomb of embryonic fluid, dog. And it's just like they're just pumping more dead bodies into us to keep us alive, feeding us our ex people. You know what I'm saying? But then. Think about this. Like, I ain't even jumping into the crazy Matrix shit, but I have heard this, which is a true conspiracy. This you get the button for on this one, and then we can wrap up after that because I ain't trying to go too deep with you today. But think about this, right? What is genetically modified organism? So that's when they, take a plant or a cow or a chicken or whatever, and they breed it a certain way and keep regrowing it a certain way so that it exhibits certain features that's beneficial to the profitability of whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So like you make chickens so they grow faster so you can have more chickens to kill them and sell them. But people think eating GMO isn't healthy for you. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because it's a lot of manipulation that science is doing that isn't really happening naturally in nature. Because GMO happens in nature too. You know what I'm saying? Like certain plants gonna grow stronger than others in certain areas. Like you might have a corn that was exposed to more cold climates, and then over time, it grows better in the cold versus other corn that what's the same corn but grows in warm climate. You know what I'm saying? Like different seed patterns.
God damn.
Like that's what GMO is. Like I mean, like it happens, but it's something that they don't really know the lasting effects of society. So I would say this. You've seen movies that pitch this to you all the time, like that Soylent Green movie and all that, where you find out that because they're manipulating the food, they're manipulating the people too.
Oh,
so like
okay.
maybe
I thought you said we were eating people.
No, I'm not gonna make that jump just yet. I mean, that's what the Matrix was, because that's what they were feeding the people in the embryos. But like I'm saying that the food, because they're genetically modifying the food, it's genetically modifying the people as well. Because you eat what you eat, you know what I'm saying? Your cells grow to that. Just like when you get fat, you know what I'm saying? If you eat a bunch of fat and too many calories, your body over time develops into a fat person's body, versus if you're working out, eating less, you develop into that. Like that's genetically modifying yourself, basically. You know what I mean? Like if you really think about it. So could you put something in the food supply to genetically modify the person? And has this been happening since day one? Because if that's the case, then maybe what we're saying is true. Like maybe the movies and all that shit, they're showing you that shit because they've already put the program into your food so that when you see it, it reactivates in your mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's not that far of a jump, because what if you find out, hey, when you eat this type of corn versus that type of corn, you're more susceptible to manipulation, or, you know, people giving you ideas, you're more open to them. Versus if you would eat a different way, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like it might even not even be something that complicated. But what you think about that?
My
one?
mind's blown, dude. I mean, I agree with what you're saying
you're
about
GMO.
I mean, it really is. No matter, I mean, what you eat is genetically modifying you, regardless of whether there's chemicals or, you know. And I mean, significantly, right, or a significant portion of everyone's diet has something that has some sort of added thing from wherever you're buying it from. If it's
right, some man-made,
frozen, or if it's this,
right,
preservative or whatever. So
or was picked earlier than it should have been. You know what I'm saying? Like all those things. Like
I mean, I agree. And then like also with vaccines and stuff, like if you want to like go towards like that kind of thing, especially now, like those modify your genetics so that you have an immunity to whatever that disease is. At least that's what the intended purpose of a vaccine is. So you're right. I mean, dude, are we geniuses? I mean, I don't want to say genius or, you know, groundbreaking in connection with us, but
I mean, I've heard that argument from somewhere else. Like this is not an original thought from me.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what's great about for me being a podhead, is that I can articulate those thoughts, and I can just say that they're my thoughts and sound deep. You know, the 5 people that listen to this podcast can think that we came up with those thoughts, and they don't do any research. We know you guys aren't looking at anything, clearly, because if you have the bad taste to listen to us talk, then you don't have good judgment. So
yeah, I mean, I would question some people's judgment to think you listen to me for entertainment. I mean, like here's what I do. I will say can be a bit of a golden gem in our podcast, other than the strange, non-scientific ramblings of a crazy person. Fat sex stories, of course. I mean, once again, your mom does listen to this podcast, so
you know, I feel like I was thinking about that this week because we put it out, and you know, I think I don't care if she listens, but my thing is, if she does, if I had to sit in a room and watch her ingest it, I'd be terrified. I would be horrified. I wouldn't want to see it. But maybe, you know, I'd never tell her this. So if she wants to listen and put herself through that, then that's fine. I love you, Mom. If you're listening, I'm sorry I shared a story about me having sex as a young man.
I mean, you're right. She can't turn it off.
That's where when somebody shares something like that, that's why I think podcasts are great. Because when you have 2 people who are friends that have a podcast, that's where people sort of, I think, like podcasts, because they feel like maybe they don't have a lot of people to hang out with. Quite frankly, most of us don't have a lot of people to hang out with now because we can't do shit because of the pandy. So it helps you to like feel like you're in a conversation. So like me telling that, not only is it funny, you feel like you're in a group of buddies hanging out, listening to people shoot the shit, but also there's maybe somebody who listens to this, maybe one of the 6 or 7 people who listen to this every once in a while, maybe they get caught fucking somebody that they like by somebody's parent, and that helps them get through it. So I'm helping people.
Well, I like to think of us even something even more beautiful than that. Like, what if there's somebody who, like, for example, is learning English for the first time, and they're too afraid to, want to talk to just any random English person on the street, so they stumble across Ain't Life Funny podcast, and they get to hear some insane stories that they eventually start to understand, and we actually just brought enlightenment to the world, or really not enlightenment, but help someone expand their enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to think that, that's a possibility. And also, like you said, like helping someone that might be lonely. And it's just like, hey man, here's 2 crazy people that will give you a couple of laughs and a whole bunch to think about. Now, if that's something that you want to think about or not, I can't really discuss what you think about, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to say some crazy shit.
And I apologize if you didn't want to think about that and were forced to think about that. But you know what? You can turn it off. That's the beauty of it.
Right. Exactly.
But I do think that's why I like podcasts. That's why I always started listening to them, because the ones that I like are people that do basically a hang with their friends and just record it.
Oh yeah.
And it's them either, looking at a clip of something, just doing what we do. But that's, to me, the most entertaining is when they sort of have a group of people who communicate well, that are comfortable around each other, who can just like act naturally together. And then you sort of build around that. And you can, if you want, build, like we had Sean do something. If we could have him in this more, you would build up more like quote unquote characters in that world. That people, I like it when that guy's on the show, so I'm going to tune into this one for sure. And it just, you sort of build on that as you go. So,
I mean, I pretty much just tried to come to the podcast every week with just, some new crazy way to think about some shit in hopes to blow your mind. That's really my goal at the end of every podcast, is to just have Matt be like, God damn, where the fuck did he hear about this shit? Like, what the hell? Because I feel like if I get that, then I've done my job. That's what I'm trying to do. Now, is that a successful formula? I don't know. I don't know if people are really feeling what I'm talking about. I have no numbers.
I will say this. One of the analytics that I use to look at like the listenership, we've gained a female listener somewhere out there. So maybe through the ether, some chick was just like, ooh, what am I hearing right now? And we have a female listener. So to you, ma'am, truly sorry for maybe it's my mom now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know, dude. I think that newsflash, guys, we don't do a lot of pre-planning on these episodes. We kind of just shoot from the hip, but I just like to do it. One, just it's cool to hang out and like be able to have like a conversation with you for a few hours every week, since we don't live on the same coast anymore. But 2, it's like we get to be creative. And at the end of the day, like for me, I just like to do these. And when I feel successful is when you and I have been laughing a shit ton. And then I edit these, so I get to go back and just laugh my ass off at how dumb we are.
Well, I got a good one, man. I found out something funny that we could follow up on.
What's that?
Our boy the Tubin from that got caught jerking it on the Zoom call.
What? Did you jerked it again?
Nah, he got fired, bruh. But get this. They started telling him this full business, which really sucks, man, because like we all got stuff we don't want people to know about us. You know what I'm saying? We all done some dirtbag shit, but apparently this dude like was a straight up hound dog, bro. Like they said, like apparently he got like some chick pregnant in his office that was like one of like the interns or something there, and then she got pregnant, and then he wanted her to have an abortion, so she didn't want to have one. So he tried to give her some money to have one, and then said he would pay a sperm donor to re-impregnate her so that she could still have a baby. Like just some crazy
what
shit.
The fuck?
Yeah, dog. Like, and then I think he got caught like sleeping with his like housemaid or something too, bro. Like Tubin was just out there doing the fucking blowing it, pushing it to the limit, dog.
I mean, Jeffrey, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, man, Tubin was out there straight up going ham, bro. I'm like,
I mean,
damn,
I
bro,
don't
like
even
all
know.
that.
Like, there's so many. So this guy wanted to have a baby, wanted to not have a baby so badly that he was willing to pay for an abortion and then pay
And then a
another guy to fuck
re-impregnation.
this chick and impregnate her.
I mean, not fuck, but like like a sperm donor. I mean, he was gonna get I guess he was gonna get what you would call I don't even know, like a 1-for-1. Is that what that is? Like when you go to the line in college basketball, and it's like if you make the first one, you get the second one. So like he was like, look, if you get the abortion, I'll give you the baby. You already got the baby, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and apparently the chick just came out because she was just so appalled, like the fact he would think that I would even be open to doing something like that. But then he, like I said, then he got caught doing a whole bunch of other stuff too, like messing with some other
that just
chicks.
goes to show you, though, that when you see a story like that and it's like, wow, that's crazy. This guy made one mistake like this. It's so crazy he did that. It's probably because he's been doing some crazy shit for a while, and this is the one time it got publicized.
Oh,
Clearly,
yeah.
this guy's like some kind of sex dude. Like, he's definitely into some shit. So.
Well, that's what I was saying. He should have did, man. He should have been like, yo, I'm an addict, man. I got a problem, y'all. I need Jesus' help, man. Like, he should have just tried to pull one of them because, like, at least
you
then.
gotta say that off grip to save your job.
Yeah.
If you straight up get caught busting and
Right.
off on Zoom call, you're in a meeting, bro. Are you telling me if you're in a meeting physically that what are you just fighting the demons to just pull, like, rip your pants off instead of just beating down? Because
Dude,
crazy.
I mean, just imagine if that happened anywhere. Like, it's not acceptable on a bus, on a train, like anywhere you could think. Like, so if you're just in the middle of the office.
I saw this disgusting video on Reddit where it's just called like a thread on there called Trashy, where, you know, it might be a video or whatever. It's just like trash shit people do and people take photos or whatnot. And it was from a security guard at, I mean, I don't know whether it looked like Vegas, but it could have been anywhere. But it was like a pool that had glass sides, so you could see like under the water, right?
Yeah.
And the security guard walks behind, like you see him walk up, and there's like this dude up against the glass, and you see him kind of moving. And then you realize this dude is just beating off in the pool, watching people, but he's right up against the glass. So like behind, you see him like you can tell what he's doing.
Oh my
The
God.
security guard, this poor dude has to walk up behind this guy and ask him to stop, I guess. Like, I don't know what you do at that point, but I mean, I guess people are out here. So, I mean, I've been there, guys. I've been horny as fuck, but I've never been so just urgently horny that I had to just forget where I was and just start blasting off. I mean,
legit, that's like somebody doing that out in public. That's like a fucking, I don't even know what you call
that's
that.
like predatory. Because I mean,
yeah, I was about to say.
I was in a pool. This was like it was a hotel of some kind. This wasn't like some kind of swinger resort. I mean, it's just questionable, baby.
Yeah, that's like some,
beat off in a public pool. I'll just throw that out there now. That's one thing I haven't done. I've done a lot of fucked up shit in my life, but beating off in just a pool like that, no.
Yeah, it's pretty out there, guys. You might want to keep it in. But yeah, your boy got caught up, man. I'm trying to tell you, dog.
I can't say I'm surprised, though. If a guy's willing to just like in the midst of a Zoom call, just whip it out. And I don't give a fuck if he's on camera or off camera. Just doing that mentally, you got some demons you got to work through, bro. He's old, too. I mean, pills are you on that you got this? I don't have this sex drive, bro.
Hey, man. You better fucking step your game up. Apparently, man, too, but take your girl shit.
Motherfucker's on a rhino. He's like just taking a Rhino XL like it's a fucking like multivitamin, just rock.
Hopping it with some coffee. Oh yeah, just being like, God dang, my fucking head is throbbing, but my dick is hard as fuck. That's all I know.
I totally dodged a bullet because I have seen like multiple stories about those pills that people have like really adverse fucked up reactions.
Dude, somebody died that I heard my barber told me. My barber told me somebody they knew died apparently. Now, this wasn't just that, I don't think, because they said they were doing like other stuff, I think, and taking pills and doing a whole bunch of other crazy shit that night, but said he was partying with the chick and then popped one of those and she went in the bathroom, came back, said he was gone.
Wow, like just to get a harder dick.
Damn,
like I didn't even need it. I just wanted it to be like that was when you had to put like a flag in the ground and just be like give your best performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you know.
There might be a night or two in your life where you're just phoning it in. Maybe you don't want to be there, maybe you're not feeling great, tired, whatever. But there's sometimes, mostly it's like the first time you have sex with somebody where you got to give the performance of a lifetime, bro. You got to earn the Oscar that night. So,
you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow.
At the time, I was like, what better way for me to overperform than take a Rhino XL? But apparently, I was just taking my life into my own hands.
Hey, man, it's like, you ever see that? Like, I always give credit to people that, like, can just throw caution to the wind like that. Because, like, it's some people that just do crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you'd have met them. Like, you'll meet a chick, and it's like, ground day one, she already ready to make out in public with you. You just said, hey, what's up? Now you in the bar kissing a stranger and thinking about banging with no condom because she ain't said nothing. Hey, you know what I'm talking about, bro. We didn't all been in college and whatever, but then you got to think to yourself, what is Shorty living like, dog? You know what I'm saying? That she doing all this. Like, it's like you're just the guy today.
That's one thing when you actually, like, especially with people that you stop seeing, because, we've all, there's not a lot of people who haven't had this, where a lot of hit it and quit it situations in life, where some of those people, like you said, the crazy ones, if you were to get like a psychological analysis of what their life is like, you're not going to be happy with what you see because, yeah.
But the thing is
crazy shit. But there's some people who sex just ain't that big of a deal, which is not a bad thing. Like, to me, like, I never really understood any of that where people were, judging somebody. Because to be quite honest, when I had successful relationships, like, that lasted longer than a couple of weeks or a month, we fucked on the first date. I mean, that's how it was with Kendra and I. Like, we did that. So sometimes you find yourself in that, and sometimes, but doing shit in public, I mean, that's a whole different level of shit right there. But as far as just like smashing on the first date, like I wouldn't judge anybody on that, because I feel like any sort of attraction you have is based, first off, it's physical for most people. There's not a lot of times where you're like, you know what? I sight unseen, the mentally, like, it's just on the next level. Like, this is it. Like, I feel like, at least in my life, it's been like initially like a physical attraction that, you figure it all out as you go type thing. But maybe
I'm not saying to judge anyone, but I do find it interesting though that, like I said, it's just people that are willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I don't really live like that, bro. I do shit a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, to a degree.
I don't like any of that, like, crazy shit. Like, I'm vanilla when it comes to that. I've had people want to do, like, shit, like, fucking a bat. Like, be out someplace and do, like, public type sex shit, and I'm not into that. I don't like to feel like in danger when I'm trying to have sex. So.
Well, that's why they like it. You feel me? Like, that's the whole thing, man. Like, I just find it funny, man. Like I said, like, it's people all like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that movie on Netflix. It's called like Power Project or something with Jamie Foxx, and it's like you could take a pill and get superpowers
become like a superhero or whatever temporarily. But you don't know what your power is and shit.
Right. But in that movie, dude, some people take it and die. You know what I'm saying? Like, off rip. Like, you just pop it and literally, like, whatever their power was kills them. And I'm just like, damn, like, that's what's similar to that situation. It's just like, damn, to think like
you're just saying
something like that exists.
That are willing to just say, oh, you got a pill? I'll take that.
Or just throw caution to the wind on anything. Yeah, like rhino pills, fucking drugs, anything. Like jumping off a plane. Like, dude, there's like places you can go to pet a tiger. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's mad people that have done it.
You can do that in different things though, because I mean, in my life, I've been like that for certain things, but there's certain shit I just, there's only so many things I'm willing to do that on. And specifically, if there's other things that if you ask me like that, like as a younger dude, if somebody just gave me mushrooms, I would eat them. You know, like that type of stuff. Where now I'd be like, where'd you get these? You know, I'd have all these questions. I don't have any of this behavior in me anymore, but
well,
you know,
that's what I'm saying, man.
It just like that and universally. But for me, like if somebody was like, get on stage and perform, like I couldn't do that.
It depends on what type of performance it would need to be like. It's like, are we just doing like an open mic and I can go up there and talk, or do I need to rap, or like, don't ask me to go up there and sing and dance, because I'll tell you right now, it's like, that ain't about to happen. But if I could just gotta go up there and,
you know, so it's weird how you have different levels. But yeah, I mean, I admire people like that too at a certain level. But like in terms of like sex shit and like specifically like for me, for chicks that I knew, I mean, I definitely had a level, and if somebody wanted to go beyond that, I'd just be completely plain and obvious with that and be like, I'm not gonna do that. Like,
well, that's what's crazy too, dude. Like
you can't get by on that. Like I got nothing for you.
Dude, that's what's crazy too, man. Like, how long for a person like that before they start trying to get you into the weird stuff? Because like I said, I'm not here to judge nobody, but like, you know, you start off with the chick and she's already wanting to make out in public and bang in public, and then it's like, okay, we did that and it was cool or whatever. Then she takes you like home and it's like,
they got, you know what I mean? Like you couldn't sit down and talk about books you liked with that person.
Maybe, but I mean, like, but then like I'm saying, like, what if she's cool? But like y'all cool, but then like she wants to like, you know, do some more crazy sex shit, like she dressing you up, and then next thing you know, like, you know, she want to get it.
I don't know. I feel like people have built-in tiers of that. Like if you meet somebody, like unless you're like 18 and you're figuring it out, like at our age, if you meet somebody, I feel like they ain't really exploring the next level of any. Maybe they are.
But I'm about to say, bro.
To me, my thing, if you start off with somebody like that, is when you get to like where I'm at, where you're in a relationship, and like sex is definitely important, but it's not like you're all day fucking every day like you are at the beginning of a relationship. It's not like that level. So if you're doing that in public at the beginning and you're into all that, what do you do whenever you are in like that same relationship 3 years later? Are you accelerating it, like put a hot poker in my ass, or are you able to just become like a normal relationship where you're watching Netflix at night and doing like normal shit? Do you always have to be like that, or can you turn that shit off?
That's what I would be worried about. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you turn that off or does it go up. Like, to me, I mean, I feel really like maybe there would be like
like that would do anything. I don't know. I was like, other than like hitting, which was a hard no for me. And one chick I knew wanted to use those like ball gags, like from Pulp Fiction that they put in like Bruce Willis's mouth. I was like, no. Because they already knew like they had like a process to like soak it in Listerine and shit. I was like, first of all, so these aren't new, no, and also you already have a step-by-step process of how to do this. It means you've done it a bunch, no. Like I have too much analytics in my head.
But then you're judging that person, Matt. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Well,
like
sorry. Now, I don't want to be gimped up Pulp Fiction style, and then all of a sudden, like you ring some sort of bell, and somebody comes in like a fucking gimp outfit.
Not necessarily that. I mean, you know, you might get suspended from the ceiling or wrapped in a latex garbage bag with an oxygen.
Okay.
That's the thing that kills me, is just like some of the stuff that people are into. Like, not even that, hey, like if you like it, you like it. I mean, to some degree, like it intrigues me too, just to think that like somebody could get pleasure from it. Not necessarily like that I would want to be the person spanking you with a crazy ass whip, but like if you just was like to go like a Frank Reynolds sex show and you just walked into one of those and it's like, damn, y'all putting bottles up your ass? Shit, like this shit crazy. Like
I would go, you could go like, through as an observer. Like, God damn! Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I would go in as an observer. Like I'm into it to that level where I would just be like, damn, this is wild. Like what else could you do? You know what I'm saying? Like just to be like, I've never seen anything like this. But would I partake in it? No. You know what I'm saying? It's like, would I watch a gangbang? Yes. Would I be in one? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more than.
If I was like, you could buy a ticket, like here, it's like in those. I don't even know if you can still do this, but remember how in like TV shows and shit back in the day, they had the operating room where people could watch.
Oh yeah. Like you go in to see like those on the switcherboard and shit.
It's like that, but with an orgy. You're just sitting there like eating Junior Mints. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that's an untapped business. I think that could be like the next Uber. Like you just hook up bomb ass orgies, and then everybody signs in on the app, got their little sex test. You know what I'm saying? You could come in as an observer, or if you want to make a few extra dollars, or cost a few extra dollars.
App, dude, that has to be an app.
Silicon Valley, all them freaks. Come on, man. Somebody need to get to work on this, man. Why we come up with all the genius ideas and expose all the conspiratorial plots out there, and we ain't getting paid, dog? That's my number one conspiracy right there. What's up with that?
Are you listening, Silicon Valley? We need this orgy app pronto.
Pronto. Yes, immediately to the front of the stage.
I'm using it, but I'm gonna make money off of it.
I feel like your iPhone should just buzz in your pocket as soon as you walk by somebody that's down, and it should just let you know.
20 years ago or whatever, like 10 years ago, if you would offer me that, I would have just all about it. Especially in LA.
Hey man.
But you could luck out. That could really be like, but I guess as an app, like you'd have the pictures and whatnot. So I mean, this has to be something that exists. Imagine doing this on Shark Tank, like professional pitch, like, hi Sharks. Have you ever been out in public and thought about getting close to a lot of people? Well, here, 4G app 2.0.
It's like, do you ever find yourself in need?
You have to think of like a really cool word though, like scourgy or like something. I don't even know what that means, but I think
you should call it something like irresistible or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it just need to be like a one word thing. You know what I mean? Where it's just like
just call it. What were those things called where people like they had them in the key parties where everyone put their keys in?
Oh yeah, there you go, dude.
Key party.
The key portal. Boom.
Something.
But yeah, I mean,
copyright pending. TM.
Yeah. See, we give away too much good stuff on here, man. I'm really afraid somebody's going.
That's also another benefit of this podcast. Anyone that's listening can generate billions of dollars off of these ideas. Especially this orgy app. I really feel like we got a winner here.
Dude, we just stumbled onto $1 billion idea is all I'm saying. Because like I said, like if you could get the safe, all the testing involved with it behind that too, you get some medical people attached to it. Like, I'm a doctor and I subscribe to the orgy app. Have fun out there, guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just get all that going.
The test comes back clean, you can get in between. So
exactly, man. Like, I think we got a winner on our hands. All I'm saying.
Well, damn, bro. I think we're gonna call it at this because what a way to end this podcast with just $1 billion idea like that. Congratulations.
I was gonna say that we want to talk about football, even though
no, we're halting this. So
okay, cool.
I'm gonna just make
I'm down with that
real quick. Not that anyone will care. Maybe there's like 2 people that might hear this and care about this, other than my mom apparently. But we're gonna just stop the podcast for a couple of weeks. We got a script we got to finish. We got a couple little loose ends we got to tie up. We will be back. Possibly with a little more content. Maybe it'll be a little more organized. Who knows? Probably not. I can't promise anything at this point. But gonna take a couple of weeks off so we can finish up a little other creative endeavor we got. So we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. This has been episode 32 of Ain't Life Funny podcast. I guess we'll call this season 1. So season 1 finale episode. We just came up with $1 billion orgy app. So bam.
And just wait till what happens in season 2 when we come back with app 2.0 And not only this time can you get.
I mean, I'm gonna hopefully be freshly orgied using the app. Maybe we'll just develop this. So
bro, you'll have more. You'll be more drained of your juices than tubing, bro.